What's up YouTube? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you guys read the title or looked at the thumbnail, then you definitely know that I'll be doing a 2018 DIYs tested. So this video is going to be me testing DIYs, and I've never done them before, and I love DIYs, and usually I mess up on them before, so I'm going to be telling you guys if these DIYs are a fail or if they actually work. I was going to do a 2017 DIYs tested, like the most famous things or trends that were going on, and those are mostly like slime, of course, and I've already done a ton of videos on slime, so I wasn't going to do that. And then the other one was edible stuff, and I feel like I just didn't have the supplies and I didn't want to go and buy those. So this is the next best thing. I want to know if you guys want me to do a 2018 what's on my phone, and that's basically where I do a screen recording and I do voiceover and I talk about my favorite apps. And I did actually already film this, and I just feel like it's not, you guys don't want to see that, and I don't want to upload it, and I don't know, I just don't feel like it's good. And without further ado, why don't we get on with this video? Whoosh. For this DIY, you will need an empty Tic Tac jar. Whatever you put in the jar is optional, but for this, the hair tie, you can use bobby pins or put hair ties in, but I'm just using bobby pins. You will need any type of paint, spray paint, nail polish. You can also have some glitter and have some pigment to add on to later to make it a little more glittery and pretty, but I just used nail polish because that's all I had at the moment. If you want to have even more detail, you can get some brushes that you have, and if you're using paint, of course you need paint brushes, and it's just, you might want some tools to make yours even a little bit more special. The first step is to just tear off the Tic Tac logo. Sorry Tic Tacs, your time has come to an end. Yours should look like mine when you have everything ripped off. A tool I like to use is put some tape right below the white part, because the white part's where we're going to be putting the nail polish. So I just like to put it right below all around so that I make it a little neater and it's not as crooked and it's a nice straight line. If you're using spray paint, this tip will be very helpful because you don't want to get it everywhere. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my first coat of pink nail polish. After about 3 layers of that regular paint, I went in and I added this other darker pink, and it's kind of metallic, and I thought it looked a lot cooler. I then decided to do a very thin purple metallic layer on top on the sides. Here is where I'm showing you the different pigments, and you can add more glitter if it's nail polish, more glitter paint, just extra glitter stuff because who doesn't love glitter? For this next step, I decided to use the end of a bobby pin to create a dot on the clear part of the Tic Tac jar. To get the dots, I poured some of this blue nail polish onto something, a little pad that I had, and then I just dipped my bobby pin in and I created a dots around the outside. And to get to the higher top point, I decided that I needed to take the tape off, and that is what I'm showing you guys on camera. After that, I created more dots around the outside. After that, I created a cheetah print kind of thing. So to do that, I just kind of created some little lines around the blue dots. After that, I let it dry and sit overnight, and now this is the final product. First thing, this is what it looks like. Sorry, I know it was darker in the other videos because I had a light on. Now this is just natural light and it looks a lot better. So I opened up the top, just showing you a final look at everything, and I think it turned out great. I hope yours did too if you created this. And you're just going to stick the bobby pins in. It's super easy to get in and out. Then I just wrapped the hair ties around the jar and they stayed there. If you have bigger hair ties and they fall off, just wrap them twice. First, DIY tested. So these are the rubber bands I have around it, and I'm just kind of showing you. Look at the sides. So these sides are so glittery and pretty. Then I have the back. So if I take these off, this is what it looks like. This is the pattern, the kind of cheetah print I designed. Inside are some bobby pins, and I use a lot of bobby pins when I'm traveling. Next DIY is the easiest out of them all. You will need construction paper, a picture. I think Polaroids work best for this. Scissors, Scotch tape, and a pen or a pencil to write with. This is one I've already done. First, you need to pick the background color you'd like. I chose green for this. Place your Polaroid in the corner so that you're not wasting as much as if you were putting it in the middle. It helps save the space so you can do other things with the paper. So, cut a little bigger than you want to because you can always cut smaller, but you can't always cut bigger. Here I had pre-cut a pink piece of paper, and this one's smaller than the green one. That's why I wanted the other one to be bigger, and also I wanted it to be bigger because, again, you can always cut smaller. So I'm just going to place that in the middle. Then you're going to deassemble all your pieces and get the Scotch tape. Try and flip your tape like I am doing here so that you can get a double-sided tape and both the papers will stick to each other. You can reassemble all your different pieces and add captions and etc. I already had a caption on this Polaroid, so I didn't add any on the paper. Of course, you can always add your own different design and don't have to do it like I did, but here is just an example that I did for you guys. The first thing that you'll need is Epsom salt. You will also need Listerine. I have the purple kind, but I heard the blue kind also works best, and I'm talking about the color because any container to store your foot scrub in. Bowl and mixing spoon and some measuring cups. You will need a 1.5 cup measuring cup. Pour your Epsom salt into the 1.5 cup. Pour the Epsom salt into your mixing. Now, in another measuring cup, a 1/3 cup, pour your Listerine into it. Once you finish that, pour that Listerine into your mixing bowl. Then you're going to stir your Epsom salt and your Listerine together. As you can see, it is really liquidy, so now you're just going to add more Epsom salt, and you can also add a little bit of coconut oil to make it even thicker. As you can see, I just kept adding more of the Epsom salt until I got a thicker density, and I also added a little bit of coconut oil. Doing this voiceover, it may sound like I knew what I was doing, but at first it was so liquidy and it wasn't, adding more Epsom salt wasn't helping, and I was like, this is a total fail, and then I finally added a tiny bit more, and bam, I got a foot scrub. As you can see now, it finally started coming together. I added some pink food dye to make it a little bit more presentable because who doesn't like a pink foot scrub? And don't add too much because then it can actually dye your skin and nobody wants that. After mixing, I decided that I'm done with it, and it already smells like peppermint, and that's kind of wintry theme with candy canes and stuff, and Christmas just ending, and it's a new year, and so be very careful with this because it can get messy when you're pouring it in. Also, you will love this DIY because you can just DIY and pamper yourself. It's great for gifts and it's fun to make. And make sure if you're having struggles like I did, don't give up and keep trying and make sure, and I promise you, you will get this DIY super nice finish.